The Senate cast their votes today on the articles of impeachment President Trump allegedly violated. More on the historic decision ahead.
Portage County's own U.S. Representative Tim Ryan's name was plastered across headlines this morning following his shocking reaction to the President's State of the Union address. More on this coming up.
How Wadsworth students reported in their school newspaper on the Iowa caucus, what they predicted about the results.
In just a few minutes, I'll let you know how Winter Storm Kade is going to affect Northeast Ohio.
This is TV2 News.
Senate just voted to acquit President Trump on both articles of impeachment. Good evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. I'm Chris Abreu.
And I'm Jenna Borthwick.
The Senate voted in favor of President Donald Trump on both charges, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The only Republican that went against Trump was Mitt Romney in the first article. However, he drew back into party lines in the second. The outcome does not come as too much of a surprise since senators voted largely on party lines on Friday.
The Senate, having tried Donald John Trump, President of the United States, upon two articles of impeachment exhibited against him by the House of Representatives, and two-thirds of the senators present not having found him guilty of the charges contained therein, it is therefore ordered and adjudged that the said Donald John Trump be, and he is hereby, acquitted of the charges in said articles.
President Trump delivered the State of the Union address from Capitol Hill last night. He discussed what his administration accomplished for the country and what he feels Democrats failed to do. This speech came just one day before the Senate's vote to acquit him. CNN's Camilla Bernal reports.
The President of the United States.
Just hours away from an expected acquittal in his Senate impeachment trial, President Donald Trump delivering his third State of the Union address.
Our country is thriving and highly respected again.
Avoiding any mention of impeachment and focusing instead on things like the strong economy.
I am thrilled to report to you tonight that our economy is the best it has ever been.
A new trade deal.
6 days ago, I replaced NAFTA and signed the brand new U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement into law.
And immigration.
Illegal crossings are down 75% since May, dropping 8 straight months in a row.
The Democrats pushing back in their response to the president's speech, saying the booming economy is not helping everyone.
It doesn't matter what the president says about the stock market. What matters is that millions of people struggle to get by or don't have enough money at the end of the month.
And Democrats say not enough is being done in Washington on issues like health care, student debt, and infrastructure.
Everyone in this country benefits when we invest in infrastructure. Congressional Democrats have presented proposals to keep us moving forward.
In Washington, I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
And our U.S. representative right here in Portage County walked out of the State of the Union address last night. Democratic Congressman Tim Ryan said he had enough and that President Trump's speech is like watching professional wrestling. It's all fake. Ryan had an issue with the first half of the address, commenting on Trump's boasts of the economy. He tweeted that many Ohioans are still struggling, working 2 to 3 jobs.
A voter forum for Kent is being held on Saturday morning at 9 by the League of Women's Voters. At the forum, voters can talk to county candidates about issues for the city of Kent, Kent schools, and Portage County Children's Services. Candidates will talk to voters in small groups and move in between them. The event is free and open to all public. It will be held at Kent United Church of Christ on 1400 East Main Street. And Wadsworth high schoolers transported themselves to national political correspondence for a night as they got to chance to cover this past week's Iowa caucus. The Bruin, the name of the newspaper, the teenagers' work on the experience was an eye-opening one. The students' paper is titled The Bruin, and they suspected Buttigieg won the state and waited until results were announced to continue. Sanders won the first caucus they covered, while Buttigieg won the second.
Good evening. I'm here outside the Kent State Architecture Building, and our winter weather advisory has just gone into effect. And this is going to last from 6 p.m. tonight to about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. This is because of Winter Storm Kade moving into our region, bringing us a wintry mix of snow and freezing rain. Freezing rain will last overnight and give us about 2/10 of an accumulation of ice. That means the roads are going to be icy and dangerous. So if you do have to travel anywhere overnight, use caution. And right now the temperatures are about 35 degrees, and we're going to be seeing the temperatures drop down around midnight to around that freezing point, 32, 31 degrees. And we're going to be seeing a snow accumulation overnight of about 1 to 3 inches. And moving into tomorrow morning, those temperatures are going to rise up just a little bit, bringing back the rain for us tomorrow morning. Now stay tuned for my full forecast, where I'm going to be telling you exactly how Kade is going to be impacting our region. In Kent, Ohio, I'm Rachel Gross.
A 39-year-old Ravenna woman was arrested last night after hitting a man with a wine bottle in the head and taking his cell phone. Officials say the victim, a 61-year-old man, told police he asked Zachnia Longmire to be quiet when she was in his apartment, and she then hit him in the head with the bottle. The man was taken to the hospital, and Longmire was later found and taken to the Portage County Jail. And Ravenna plans on paving 4 of their streets using grant dollars. However, when they plan on doing so is angering some of the residents. A resident who lives on South Diamond Street filed many complaints to the City Council because her road won't be paved for 2 years. Others say they might not even have a road by then. The Akron Metropolitan Area Transportation Study issues the grants to pave the roads, but they will not fund the project until 2022. And a brand new Black History exhibit opened up at the Cleveland History Center. 4 pillars that are near the entrance of the center now feature different images and items displaying Black history in Cleveland. People shown include the musician and inventor Paul Simpson, the Karamu House, and the Black couple who led the fight against the formation of a KKK group in Cleveland.
Dozens of charges have been filed against 2 people for a local drug trafficking and dogfighting investigation. Last week, the Fox 8i team released a video of the bust and found that 1 suspect was convicted for dogfighting before. Police video reveals that the original drug raid showed signs of animal neglect. Angelo McCoy and Nyla Janelle Mobley are being charged in Cuyahoga County. And the cremated remains of Canton native Tara K. Dalton have been found 1 week after they were reported stolen. Dalton's son was contacted by a businessman who found the remains on a bench side of a bus stop. Tara's Dalton passed away while vacationing in Las Vegas January 10th. Her son, brother, and grandmother all traveled there last week to pick up her cremated remains.
The campus partook in some fun and sustainable activities today, all a part of the university's Recyclemania initiative. Audrey Oulai gives us an inside look on the program at the top of the hour.
And when we return, the coronavirus continues to spread rapidly as the U.S. and UK are scrambling to rescue citizens from Wuhan. Hear the details after the break. And we're breaking down exactly what Winter Storm Kade will bring us, and next week when the weather returns.
This is Portage County's TV2, broadcasting from the campus of Kent State University. Streaming online at kentwire.com.
Kent State's Spring Internship, Co-op, and Career Fair will be held on February 20th from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. in the Student Recreation and Wellness Center. This event is open to all students, all majors, all Kent State campuses, and all alumni that are seeking internships, co-ops, full-time, part-time, and on-campus student employment opportunities. For more information about the drop-in sessions, schedule, or the career fair, please visit kent.edu/career or register in the Handshake app.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Welcome back. The murders of Catherine Brown and Carnell Sledge in the Rocky River Reservation 8 months ago remain unsolved. The family of one of the victims joined the FBI on Monday morning in a press conference in which they raised the reward to $100,000 for helping solve the crime. Previously, the reward was only $30,000 as the Brown family pushes to find closure.
The Ohio Department of Health is monitoring a new person for the coronavirus. Samples were sent to the CDC for testing, and the results will be confirmed in the coming days. A local health department is working with the individual, but the Department of Health says maintaining privacy is its priority. There are no confirmed cases here in Ohio, but the chance of being infected is still very low. The United Kingdom and the United States have ramped up their efforts to evacuate citizens from Wuhan, China. A flight carrying hundreds of Americans just landed in California. CNN's David Culver reports from Beijing.
It's a drive Priscilla Dickey and her 8-year-old daughter Hermione have made before.
This is one of the more crowded areas of Wuhan.
Leaving their home in the epicenter of the deadly coronavirus outbreak, headed to the airport, hoping to board this U.S. charter flight back to America. Their taxi driver showed up dressed in a blue hazmat suit. On the drive, Priscilla recording the normally traffic-jammed streets of this city that 11 million people call home now feel empty. We started following their journey shortly after the unprecedented city lockdown nearly 2 weeks ago. That's since expanded to encompass some 60 million people. This mother and daughter hoped to be on the first evacuation flight out last week. It arrived in California carrying nearly 200 passengers, many of them U.S. diplomats and their families, now in the midst of a 14-day mandatory quarantine, like Jared Evans.
We're still going to take precaution. It's not over. We still are wearing, everyone here is still wearing face masks.
But Priscilla and Hermione did not make that flight, among hundreds of Americans who still wanted out of Wuhan. On Monday, the U.S. State Department said it was coordinating more flights with the Chinese government
to bring Americans back home from Hubei province.
As other countries have done, the incoming aircraft carried in much-needed medical supplies to help Chinese doctors battling the illness on the front lines. Arriving at the airport, from security to airport staff to U.S. officials, almost everyone greeted Priscilla and Hermione in protective suits.
I'm just realizing the scope of the situation I'm in.
More than 500 Americans, bags packed, gathered to leave on 2 separate flights, going through health screenings and then waiting anxious hours to board. After weeks of unknowns, Priscilla felt assured this time she and Hermione would be leaving.
Now it's starting to finally hit me that I'm going to go to America.
A final photo boarding the plane, their way out. The eerie neighborhood streets of Wuhan, now memories on their smartphone. David Culver, CNN, Beijing.
Back to your Wednesday weather report, and as you can see, these are the weather advisories that we're seeing across the Northeast right now. This gray area stretching from Indiana all the way to Boston, Massachusetts. That's the winter weather advisories that we're seeing here in Portage County. And then getting up into the Northeast, that blue area, those are the winter storm watches and warnings. Up there, they're going to be getting around 12 to 18 inches of snow. Around here, that's not the case. We're going to be seeing around 1 to 3 inches of snow. And as we take a look at the radar around here, we're going to be seeing this area of snow. This is Winter Storm Kade right here. As you can see, the further down south, you get Cincinnati is going to be seeing some rain. Up here in the middle of Ohio, that's wintry mix and ice. And then up towards the lake a little bit more, that's snow. We're sitting right here. We're going to be seeing that mix come through here in just a couple of hours, in just a little bit. And then looking ahead through the weekend, Friday, we're going to be seeing some occasional snow, that and temperatures around 30 degrees. And then as we move into Saturday and Sunday, it's going to warm up a little bit. 33 on Saturday and 37 on Sunday. Might even see that sun again during the weekend. And then looking ahead for the 7-day, like I said, Thursday, tomorrow, rain and snow, that wintry mix moving into the area. Saturday, Sunday, could be seeing that sun, definitely some clouds. And then moving into the beginning of next week, those clouds are coming back. They're here to stay. Rain possible on Tuesday, then Wednesday, 44 degrees, temperatures rising back up, but it will remain cloudy. And that's all I have for you tonight. Come back at 11:30 tomorrow morning for your Thursday weather report. Stay safe and warm, Portage County. I'm Rachel Gross.
Thank you, Rachel. And now an update on the car accident that took place right here in Kent yesterday morning. Officials now report a third party was involved in the car collision. They were also transported to the hospital along with the other two. No one has been cited for the crash yet, and those involved have been discharged from the hospital at this time. And 2 suspects are in custody after leading a police chase through the Super Bowl parade route of the Kansas City Chiefs. The incident began around 8 a.m. when the car broke through a parade barrier. Police set up stop sticks, which the car ran over and then proceeded to drive towards the crowd of people. Police are currently investigating whether or not the driver was impaired. There is currently no known motive.
Another fast food chain is adding breakfast to their menu. We have the details on the restaurant referring to their new meals as worth waking up for.
Kent State football team won the Frisco Bowl, but today is National Signing Day. I'll have who they added to the team in sports.
It's not my first time bartending, so.
It's a sausage party.
It's fun. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, because you're a sexy girl, Sam. Last thing,
Yeah.
is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to.
What?
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back. An arrest was warranted for the former South African President Jacob Zuma. A South African judge was forced to let out a warrant for his arrest when he did not appear in court yesterday. Zuma's legal team has argued against this, saying that he was receiving medical care outside of the country. However, the High Court judge had doubts that the document submitted as evidence of his sickness was even signed by a medical doctor. And a U.S. military aircraft crashed in Ghazni province of Afghanistan on Monday. An investigation is currently in progress to see what exactly caused the crash, although right now there's currently nothing indicating that it happened because of enemy fire. A spokesperson for the U.S. forces in Afghanistan confirmed the crash and says they will provide information on the matter as it becomes available to them.
A plane broke apart while skidding on the runway in Turkey, according to Pegasus Airlines. Luckily, all 179 people on the flight survived. The plane fell almost 40 meters down a ditch. The plane nearly split into 2 parts after its landing. The investigation into the accident is still ongoing, but the weather radar showed showers and thunderstorms moving through the area at that time. The airport is closed due to air traffic for now. And in other Turkey news, at least 30 people have been killed after a second avalanche occurred near Turkey's eastern border. 14 of these people were rescuers, with 100 rescuers sent to the area yesterday evening after the first avalanche hit. Video from the scene showed at least 3 overturned vehicles. Authorities say more people may be buried under the snow.
You know, people are now realizing how we recruit here, how
Official today, I'll let you know who to look out for next season in my sports report.
Ohio this summer, including one very popular country singer. We will let you know just who that might be when we return.
done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Hi everyone, now it's been a month and a half since the Kent State football team got to hold up the Frisco Bowl trophy, and today high school students were able to make it official that they want to be part of more bowl victories in the future. The football team confirmed 10 students have signed their letter of intent with Kent State. Earlier today, the director of player personnel spoke to the media about their new athletes.
On our recruiting class, we signed kids from 12 different states and 3 countries, the United States, Canada, and Australia. 25% of our class is from Ohio. 4 of our signees are already on campus and working out with the team. In general, on our class, the highest rated average class in Kent State history, the 3rd highest average rated class in MAC this year.
So the Flashes were able to add 10 players, 8 of those being a 3-star athlete. Surprisingly, nobody from Ohio for this signing period, but there is a definite effort to add to a weak defense with Michael and CJ West. Even though the team was nationally recognized with a bowl win, Schrum mentioned recruiting was a little harder than previous years.
It was hard. It was harder. You know, people are now realizing how we recruit here, how we evaluate here, and you know, Power 5 schools attempt to poach us, you know, bigger schools, but our kids stay strong. You know, they believe in what we're selling, and they believe in the people, they believe in the support that we have, and that's all you can really ask for.
Now the spring game is scheduled for Saturday, April 11th. Now going to the hardwood, the Kent State men's basketball season really has been a roller coaster, especially in conference. They started on a 3-game win streak, then a 3-game losing streak, and then another 3-game winning streak. Yesterday, they took on Ball State to try and extend it to 4. So let's go out to the mat here, Kent State. The and one, Kent State was up 22-9 in the first half, but didn't respond after that. Brian Thomas, 4-3 from the corner. Again, Ball State. Ishmael El Amin, he's gonna miss a 3. Ball State gets the rebound, and he's gonna drive right through for the slam dunk. Ball State, they led at the half 35-28. We're gonna see El Amin again, he drills a 3. And we see his only 5 points on the game. Kent State would go on to lose this one despite a huge lead in the first half. And Kent State, you know, they took the loss 62-54. Now looking at the women's side, it hasn't been the season the Golden Flashes have expected. The Golden Flashes, sitting at 4-4 in the MAC, will be taking on the Bowling Green Falcons, who is currently last in the conference. Now the Flashes, they are looking to recover from a loss to Toledo last Saturday when freshman standout Nyla Blackford led the team with 14 points. They'll need performances from the rest of the team, though, to hopefully secure a bye to Cleveland for the MAC tournament. Now the game will be tonight at 7 in the MAC. That's all I have for today. Be sure to get your updates from today's women's basketball game on TV2 KSU Sports on Twitter. Chris?
Thank you, Mitch. Wendy's is ready to release a breakfast menu nationwide on March 2nd. Breakfast is becoming an increasingly competitive time of day between fast food chains, and people are excited to see exactly what Wendy's has in store. The menu includes 9 sandwiches with a variety of croissants, bagels, sausage, bacon, and eggs. As a frequent Wendy's goer, I'm sure, as the slogan goes, it will be quality.
Another major concert is coming to Ohio this summer. Country singer Sam Hunt will bring his 2020 summer tour to Blossom Music Center on August 20th. Special guests include Kip Moore, Travis Denning, and Ernest and Brandy Cyrus. Tickets go on sale February 14th. However, City Card members can purchase pre-sale tickets on February 11th. Kent State students and staff continue to prioritize on-campus recycling by holding various events on campus.
Yes, our reporter Audrey Oulai has the story. Hi, Audrey.
Hi guys, today I found out how a new event on campus is encouraging more students to recycle. Take a look. While climate change and the importance of recycling has been a relevant topic for many years, is it true that 91% of all plastic has never been recycled? Kent State acknowledged the importance of recycling and has made it priority on campus. Recyclemania, an upcoming contest for on-campus students, emphasizes the gravity of recycling. Today I sit down with Alice Fermet to find out about the event.
Recyclemania is through the Office of Sustainability. It's an 8-week-long program, and with that we're monitoring all of the residence halls on campus to see how much waste they're producing.
In order to spread the awareness of Recyclemania, KSU is hosting Recyclepalooza tonight to encourage students to recycle.
February 5th at 7 o'clock in the ballroom, we're having our first kickoff event for Recyclemania. So in that event, we're going to have really cool prizes like AirPods, Brita pitchers with filters, and a sustainability gift basket. And we also have a mechanical bull, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope to see you there.
If you want to get involved with Recyclemania, the Recyclepalooza event is tonight at 7 p.m. in the Student Center ballroom. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Audrey Oulai.
Well, thanks, Audrey. Well, Monday was my recycling day, and when I went outside, it was around 50 degrees. What happened to that warm weather?
Yes, absolutely. Earlier this week, it was beautiful, but looking ahead tonight, we're seeing that storm come in again. Like I said, Thursday, rain and snow, and then those temperatures are going to drop down to 30 degrees on Friday, but they're going to warm up back up a little bit to 45 degrees on Wednesday, so we might be seeing that almost 50-degree weather again as we get into the middle of next week.
Thank you, Rachel, and happy birthday. Thanks for sticking with us this Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow at 6.
And tune into All System Go at 9 for updates on all things games, TV, and movies. I'm Jenna Borthwick.
And I'm Chris Abreu. Have a great night, Portage County.
Every one of us has a voice, and every voice has the power to shape the world. Ours is no different. Our voice is 85 years in the making, a voice that's more than 700 students strong, one of the largest in the nation. It's 10 different award-winning media partners sharing 34 outlets, all working united toward a common goal. Our voice reaches 30,000 households on TV, over 22,000 magazine readers per year, 500,000 newspapers, feature films in stores nationwide. Our voice is pride in what we do. It empowers students, emerging professionals, to ask tough questions and demand answers. We believe in our voice. We believe in its ability to change the world. And our voice makes us who we are.